Okay, so to start off today's news briefs, we're going to start with tech. New in tech, Google has announced that they're going to try to entice the carriers to switch to Google Wallet. It's an interesting move on Google's part, but they're going to be sharing the revenue. They're mainly aiming this towards AT&T and Verizon, who have decided to go with ISIS. On the Verizon and AT&T devices, Google Wallet is actually blocked. An interesting note coming out of Vietnam this week is that users in Vietnam will now be limited to 18 SIM cards. Yes, I know, it sounds weird, but in Vietnam, apparently you're able to get as many SIM cards as you want currently. You want to limit it to 18 because students are getting a discount and then selling them. My question is, how are you signing 6 or more SIM cards on each carrier and getting away with it in the first place without the carrier figuring out what's going on? Oracle has won the lawsuit against Google over some of the code that is in Android. Problem is, they didn't win much. It's a lost cause in my mind because Oracle made out with less than $100 million, when in the grand scheme of things, that's not a whole heck of a lot that they earned off of that. So, kind of a loss for Oracle there. On the plus side, though, they won, It's always good to win against Google, but, didn't walk away with much. Apple is still claiming that the iPad does not heat up, despite the fact that thermal testing of the iPad's newest version is 10 degrees hotter than the normal iPad. 10 degrees doesn't sound like much, but it's actually a lot when it comes to gadgets in terms of comfortable holding of the device. Especially with laptops and tablets, if it's really hot right around the base where you'd be having it, not something that you want to be touching as much. It's more uncomfortable, but Apple may release a press statement on this. Let's just hope it's not like their last press statement for AntennaGate, where their simple response was, "You're holding your device wrong." Thanks a lot, Apple. Windows 8 prospectively is going to be launched this October. The consumer preview is just released, and Microsoft is starting to hint at a possible October launch of its new operating system. My question is it going to catch on? I don't know if it is. I do like the concept, though, that the new version works on ARM processors, which, if you don't know, ARM processors are typically those used in mobile devices, and I do really like the fact that if you do get an ARM processor and it is Windows 8, you get a free copy of Microsoft Office, because it's not made for that yet. So, kind of a freebie that Microsoft's throwing at people. Don't know if that'll help it catch on. Just going to throw this out there for the next week and a half. You can still get the Humble Bundle package for Android. It's really cool. You get a bunch of games. You can pay whatever you want. And the current average is about $6. So if you pay $6 or more, you get the free bonus game that they're throwing in. So really worth getting the Humble Bundle. It all goes to, you actually get to choose. You can either give 100% to charity, 100% to the developers, or 100% to Humble Bundle to keep the bundles coming, or you can split it however which way you want. It's actually really free. You can do whatever you want. You can actually give it as a gift. Don't have an Android device? Give it to a friend with an Android device. Count it as a charity donation. It's up to you. Also, the Close Combat expansion pack for Battlefield 3 has been hinted at. It's going to include a bunch of maps where users will have different levels of playing in terms of their height. So you could be on the top level of building, they could be on the bottom level, and you can shoot through the lobby at them, which will have an interesting gameplay concept to it, especially when you look at Combat Arms and how it has vertical gameplay. Not as interesting on that game, mostly because of the graphics. And as a last note of news / a joke, Half-Life 3 is coming out. Eventually. That's it for today's gaming news, and we're going to move on to the next.